Hey, what's up you guys, it's Brennan here, and today we're going to be talking about what to do if you're still losing money on advertising. So I know a lot of you guys are struggling with this in your Shopify stores or in whatever online business venture you're pursuing, so I figured I would throw together a video today going over exactly step by step what to do to bring people in and how to market to them on the back end in comparison to just relying on your front end offers. So without further ado, hop in the computer and show you exactly what to do. Alright guys, so the topic of today's video, like I said, is still losing money on advertising. What is the solution for that? So many of you guys come to me, right? You have your customers or potential leads that you are bringing into your business, right? You're bringing them in, whether it's that initial, free plus shipping sale you're making, or just any kind of offer that you're giving them. Maybe it's a $20 product, maybe anything under $40 is typically what people do for their initial advertisement, right? Their video ad, their picture ad, or whatever they're running on Facebook or wherever you're advertising at. That is the initial bit, right? You're sending people to an offer. You might even have some sort of upsell in there. And then you are then bringing these people into your customer base and email list at the end of the day, right? And what to do here is you want to keep them happy, and that is how you make all the money. So I've talked about this in a recent video I did, I think it was last week or so. So I want to go more in depth on what to actually do once you get these people through your initial offering here, right? You have people in your initial offer and you may have gotten them on some sort of upsell as well if you're offering something like that. Just depends on how your sales funnel operates, but you're bringing people in with this initial offer. You're bringing people into your customer base and email list. What do you do after that, right? What do you do to actually bring a total net cash flow positive in your business? Because a lot of you guys just focusing solely on the Facebook ads, if you're not doing any kind of retargeting, lookalike audiences, or actually, retargeting to your customer base, you're going to be losing money. It's just so incredibly hard to send traffic just to one single offer and make all the money on that front end. Maybe people were able to do that 3 years ago, not today, okay? That's just a dying business model. If you're just focusing on one sole offer, one sole conversion, you're just not gonna make that much profit. So how do we actually maximize our profit? That is what we're breaking down, right? How to actually bring people through the customer base email list. That's what you guys wanna be doing. You wanna be remarketing to the people that have already taken you up on your first offer, right? That first offer that you gave them, maybe the upsell too, you wanna be remarketing to those people, whether that's Facebook retargeting ads. We're not really getting into specifics on lookalike audiences and retargeting ads today, but how do you actually advertise to these people through just direct response in email lists? That's another great way to communicate with your people, build relationships and all that kind of stuff. So how do we do it, right? Let's get to the meat and potatoes here of today's video, right? So you have these people, right? I've talked about this before. You bring people in with your customer base, your email list, and a lot of you guys who have already made a lot of sales on your stores or in your business, you probably already have a good base of people, right? The thing that you want to be doing with these people is ultimately funneling them into a communication system that you have automated, which we are going to be going over an example in today's video as well. But this is basically the model that you want to follow. So you have your ability to tell a story and build a relationship. That's what we want to do, right? So we have an introductory email. Once they buy our first product, we want to be like, hey, look, it's on the way, which I'm going to be getting into a more specific example. This is just kind of the basic framework that you want to model. So we have our intro email kind of saying who we are, and you want to be personal with your customers. You want to be like, hey, it's Brennan from blankshop.com or whatever, and be like, hey, thanks for ordering your blah, blah, blah. Thanks for ordering, I don't know, your book or something, whatever you're selling, right? Could literally be anything. Like, thanks for ordering your box of tissues, okay? It could, probably not box of tissues. It could be literally anything. Thanks for ordering blank. I just want to let you know who I am and that your product is on the way. If you're drop shipping, obviously you want to tell people, hey, it's going to be there in a couple of weeks. I assure you, I assure you that the product is going to be getting there. So, due to high orders, it takes a while for us to get you your product, but it is on the way. So just assure them, it gives them that nice personal touch. It reassures them some more security and safety, especially since this is probably the first time they're buying from you. You want to make sure that you're building a good rapport there by telling them, hey, look, you can trust us. It's going to be there a little later because of the high order demand. That's just something you can use within dropshipping as kind of a way to tell people, hey, it's still on the way, but it's going to be it's going to be a little bit because of such a high order demand. And if it's a free plus shipping, you'd be like, look, we gave it to you for free. You can't expect super fast shipping, right? That's another thing you can kind of do there is almost like a trick, but it is honest. I mean, you are being straight up honest. So you don't want to be tricking people, but you do want to kind of give them a good explanation for what you're giving them. So, right, you have that intro, okay? And then we have day one. So day one here, so you have your intro that goes out immediately, right? People want to see, once they buy your product or they put in their email, they want to get that initial, like, as soon as you buy something, you typically want that confirmation, okay? You want that confirmation like, hey, we got your order, da-da-da. Because sometimes I'll order stuff and I don't get an email confirmation right away. I'm like, what the hell? Like, am I actually getting my stuff? Like, did it go through? Like, people want to see that confirmation that they are getting the stuff that they asked for, right? You're delivering on that value right away. So you want to give them that email that gives it to them or tells them that it's on the way. So that's your intro, that's your and you can customize these within Shopify, you can customize these within all the different email providers, which we're going to be getting into in today's video later in other slides. That's something else that you can also do that you want to make sure that you're doing with your people, right? So day one, okay, this is after they already got their confirmation. You want to be like, in the intro, be like, hey, thanks for your order, blah, 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 say your name. Then here you want to be giving them some sort of value. So for a fitness store, it might be pretty simple, right? You kind of give them some fitness tips or something like that, right? Then day two, you want to give some more value. Day three, some more value and a pitch. Now you want to be telling some sort of ultimate story here to then sell them on a higher priced package deal, right? So your initial offering is something cheap, free, whatever. It's just to get them in the door. Okay, and this happens with a lot of local businesses as well. If you think about gyms that I'll go to or whatever, because I do like working out, they'll be like, hey, you could try our gym for free for like a day or something. Like they have a day, you can go in, try the gym for free. They're getting your foot in the door. They're getting you, you're getting acclimated with their business. It's another thing where, Chinese restaurants and malls will give away a free appetite, like a free little chicken bite, okay? They want you to taste it. That's what you're doing. You're getting them to taste your business is the initial offering, and then you're getting them into your customer or email list, that in your intro, and then you lead them through this funnel here. This is a funnel into a higher priced package because you want to be leading people to something more so you can maximize your profits on the back end. Because if you're just relying on that free chicken, you can't rely on just a free piece of chicken. I mean, come on. So present a problem and give a solution. That's ultimately what we're doing here. That's what every business does. You have a problem. And the thing is, we're not trying to create desire here. These are things that people already want, right? If someone loves cats, they probably already want their little cat keychain or their cat t-shirt. They probably already want that, right? We're not trying to create desire here. We're just trying to give them remind them of their problem. Like, hey, you're struggling with this. We can help you and give you a solution. So it's an X to a green check. You want to ultimately be helping people. That's the purpose of business at the end of the day, is giving people the problem that they have, right? Something that they're already struggling with, and then offering that solution that you can give them for a sweet, sweet deal. Okay, that's pretty much what we're doing. And this works for information products. This works for Shopify e-commerce products. This works for literally everything. Like, the list goes on and on. So whatever you're doing, I know a lot of you guys on my channel are Shopify e-commerce type guys, so I am kind of catering this more to that. But it works for literally everything. So affiliate marketing, just keep all that in mind. Everything works with the same model. So as we go through here in the next example, this is an example that I do plan to actually run in a future business venture. Have not actually set it up yet. So just bear that in mind. This is not tested. Like, this is just an example for today. This is kind of like a rough framework that I do plan to utilize in the future with the new survival store I'm going to be setting up. But just bear in mind that it's not 100% like tested, and I wouldn't be telling you guys what is working 100% for me anyway. Like, I'm going to be giving you guys the frameworks, but it's up to you to plug this into your own business. So this is just the kind of framework I'm working with right now. So free plus shipping offer, right? This works for literally anything. You can have a free plus shipping offer. Now, there's a lot of different other offers you could give away as well, but this is just an example for survival, because a lot of people need a flashlight, right? It's a common problem. They can't see in the dark. And there's an easy way to make a good video ad for that. All that kind of stuff. So free plus shipping offer, I'm probably going to be doing this flashlight, right? So flashlight is a good example, because it's a common problem. You can get it for really cheap. It has a higher markup, so you could probably sell it for like $20. And with a free plus shipping, I'd probably sell it for less than that. Maybe $8 shipping or something like that. you're just trying to get their foot in the door, right? You're not going to really make money on this flashlight. At least I, really don't plan to. A lot of people do try and just make money on the free plus shipping offer. That's not where the real money's made, guys. So it's in the back end, right? Your emails, the retargeting, the remarketing, getting repeat customers. Okay, so once you get them into that, then you can get them into your email list, right? You get them into that, like I said in the last slide here, you get them into your little funnel here with your value and the other stuff. So you do that free bit right there. I'm going to be doing this flashlight. Okay, I get the people's attention, get them in with that. Then after that, they get placed on my email list, right? And we're going to be going over what email providers you guys could be using as well, what ones I would recommend. So it's be like, hey, hi, it's Brennan, Camping Man here. Your flashlight is on the way. It is going to be taking, this is just a rough example, but it's going to take, a little bit extra because of such high order demand. It is free. So, but I assure you that it is on the way. Put a picture of yourself maybe if you want to. You don't really have to put a picture of yourself. I just grabbed this picture because I actually do like camping. Like this is, that's actually another thing I like to do. So regardless, it's like, hi, it's Brennan, Camping Man here, and you introduce yourself as like the store owner. That's why I tell you guys pick niches that you actually like because it's way easier to sell to people where you already kind of are familiar with the niche. So for me, survival, right? So camping type of stuff like that. Okay, so, and then I lead them into, look, I was unprepared, tell some sort of story and give value. So ultimately what I'm going to be being is in this story that I'm going to be telling. Now, you guys don't have to use pictures of yourself. It does help a little bit with the branding aspect because you can build a little bit more trust. You're more transparent there, being like, hey, this is me, like I'm the face behind the brand there. And, it helps definitely build some trust when people actually know who you are, right? Who they're buying from, okay? So that's something there, builds a little bit more trust. So if you can put some sort of picture of yourself, but it needs to also match the niche. Like you don't want to have some just like blurry picture of yourself and it doesn't even match. Like you want to be utilizing, like for me, look, I picked this picture here because I'm outside, I'm smiling. I mean, this is a derpy picture of me, honestly, I think, but whatever. I'm outside, there's a tent, like there's the woods, like it makes sense. It matches the niche. Like I'm not going to do a picture of myself just like outside, like not like inside, like it needs to match the niche. So keep that in mind if you guys are going to be doing a picture of yourself. It needs to actually match the niche. So if you're doing a cat store, maybe take a picture of you holding a cat. Okay, that could also work. So if you're a cat lover, be like, yeah, I love my cat Jim Bob here. Or if you're a dog store, hey, I love my dog Riley here, something like that. You could use that for your picture there, introducing yourself, okay? Then it's like, look, I was unprepared. So you need to start with some sort of peak drama type story. There's a lot of stuff that goes along with this to actually be a good storyteller, but give some sort of value in there, right? You need to be leading people through this funnel, telling stories, giving some sort of value, and ultimately leading them to a package product. So the package product for me is introduce like some sort of solution like a ultimate survival kit. So survival kits are really, really popular within this niche. A lot of people like them because it's like, yo, I want to be fully prepared. And this was a camping trip where I really didn't have much. I kind of just brought like my phone and didn't really think much of it. And then it was pouring down rain. Like it's a good story there. I'm telling you guys, like it was pouring down rain. It was crazy, da-da-da. So I can be like, you know what? The solution to that would have been to have like an actual raincoat thing. It would have been to have some sort of fire starter. That would have been nice. Maybe, I don't know about the extra tube tent. I don't really need that. But, you can kind of explain like some of these things, like maybe the shovel would have been useful for X problem there. These forks and knives definitely would have been useful. We had to go to the store and buy like plastic stuff, whereas we actually already had some stuff that would have been useful. Maybe some sort of knife for something. Some gloves. You don't have to explain like everything in the kit. Like you just kind of tell like, yo, this kit would have been super helpful for me if I actually had it on this trip. Like, I didn't expect it to just pour down rain like crazy. Would have been a lot more useful. So you can kind of do that. And this is just for this niche. There's so many different ways you can plug and play this with so many different niches. So if you were to try and buy all this alone, if I were to actually try and buy all this alone, I'd be like, damn, it'd be like $997, like it'd be like $1,000. Nah, I don't know if it'd be close to actually $1,000, but regardless, you could be selling all these products in your store and be like, look, scratch that, we're gonna give it to you today, this ultimate bundle package deal for only $197. Massive deal. So that's what you can kind of lead them into, is some sort of like package deal offer. And they're not necessarily gonna convert, but if you actually have a good sales message, you have everything set up properly, good sales pages, funnels, all that kind of stuff, this is like a really good way that you can upsell people into this. And you know, you're offering them a good value and people are going to be willing to convert on that. Like I said, this is just a kind of a rough framework example here, but this works for every niche. Like, you just got to figure out what works for your niche. You know, like I said, with cats, dogs, you know, maybe for a dog thing, you could upsell them on some like ultimate dog lover package. You know, like you could do this with drop shipping. Just be like, hey, we're going to give you all this stuff. It's going to be coming to you. You're going to get packages every day. People are excited to open stuff. When they get stuff in the mail, they're excited to open that stuff. Even if it comes at different dates, like people are excited to get all that stuff. They're like, dang, I just keep getting all this stuff and it's exciting. So that's what you want to be offering people. So how do we exactly do this, right? What are my options to actually convey these messages, convey these sales pitches, right? And ultimately at the end of the day, the value needs to be greater than the price. So the value has to be like weighs more than the actual price of the item. So that's why I said here, this valuable package here would normally cost you like $1,000 to buy all this good, like nice survival stuff. And you can get all this stuff from AliExpress too. But we're going to give it to you for an awesome package deal. And, you know, if I was little Brennan here, camping man, and I didn't know anything about online marketing, I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm down for that. Like that's going to help me. Like, you just offer stuff that's going to help people. Okay. So what are my options here for delivering this message, right? How can I actually deliver this message to people? So the one that I use personally is GetResponse. That is the email marketing software that I personally use. So I would recommend them. However, it does cost money, so I do want to keep that in mind for a lot of you guys. So if you do want a free option, I would recommend then MailChimp. It is cheap and it has really simple integration with Shopify. Although GetResponse also has integration with Shopify as well. You can import your customer list that way as well. So both do integrate with Shopify. But I mean, GetResponse, I just like the way that the automation, the way everything's laid out. It does cost money, but I like it a lot better personally. So it's up to you what you do want to actually choose. But for today's video, we are also going to be going through MailChimp, some kind of, just to give you guys some examples of what all you can set up with these email automation sequences and to set up your stories and all that kind of stuff. So we are going to be using MailChimp in today's video just because I know that's what most of you guys are probably going to choose because it is free when you have a small list. Although if you do want to like get the better the better experience, I would say GetResponse. I like it a lot better than MailChimp. MailChimp's a little clunky. So it's just up to what you want to use. And then Aweber is another good option. This one's been around for a long time. This is what a lot of other professional people use as well. Aweber, it's about the same price, I think, as GetResponse, but it's all just up to you what kind of system you like. I think Aweber's a little bit more similar to MailChimp. But I don't know. Hey, it's up to you to pick which one you like the most. I would say kind of play around. They all do have like free trial offers, like 30-day free trial. So you can set that up. Although MailChimp is free to set up with Shopify. So that's the one we're going to be using today. But test around, see what you like. You know, don't just stick to MailChimp just because it's free. Look around. You're probably going to have better experiences with other ones as well. There's a ton. These are just a couple that you could use. There is a crap ton. So keep that in mind. Look out for other email systems. But in today's video, we're going to be going through MailChimp. So in a second here, I'm going to hop over to MailChimp, kind of show you guys what you can do with these automations and start to tell your story like I have here with this example. Alrighty guys, so we're now in Shopify. Now, in terms of how you actually integrate all these different email marketing softwares, they are a little bit different. So you do have to just look up how you integrate them depending on which email software you did choose. But for MailChimp, it is pretty straightforward, simple, and easy. So that's why I picked this one just for today's tutorial. Although I personally, like I said, I use GetResponse because I like the way it looks a little bit better. It all just depends on yourself. But for today, all these principles still apply no matter what email software provider you end up choosing. So for this video, you want to get the MailChimp app. So that's what you actually need here to be able to sync up the list from your Shopify store into your email provider. Now, this is just more relation to e-commerce. Obviously, this same principles apply to any online business you are setting up. You want to get the integration set up, your API key, or however the integration works. You want to be connecting them, okay? You want to connect the way that you bring in your customers to your actual email provider. That is how you get your subscribers funneled from your opt-in, your your initial offer, your Shopify store, that whatever you're selling them on the front end, that is how you then bring them down the sales pipeline into your email list, your customer list. You're building the relationship. So the apps that you do want then is just the MailChimp for Shopify. That is what you need here. So once you have that, you plug that in here, and then in your marketing activities, there is a lot of different things you guys can set up. Although today we're mostly focusing on just the initial. Once you bring them in through that first product, what do you do then after that, right? So there are some things you can do as well, like abandoned cart emails. That is something that you can also set up. There's a whole nother automation that you can do with that, which is pretty cool. So there's a lot of like nerdy, geeky stuff you can get here with how you set up your automation emails. You can set up your abandoned cart email. You can set up your remarketing email, although I wouldn't recommend just blasting people with products. You do want to kind of build rapport. You don't want to just be blasting them with like, hey, check out this, check out this, check out this, because you're going to kill your list that way. So you don't want to just be spamming people. You do want to keep in mind that these are real people in your list, and you want to like give them value and then be like, hey, you know what? Check out this awesome thing that we have here for you today. And you want to seem like a real person. So keep that in mind when you're setting this up. So abandoned cart emails, you can do that as well. But once you get your MailChimp dashboard, you have the app connected with Shopify, it will then automatically import into your list. Now, this is a test store, so that's why there's no like e-commerce performance or anything here. This is just my test store that I have set up for tutorials and stuff like that. So it's like good afternoon, Frenchie, or Frenchie life or whatever. So you want to come over to your campaigns in MailChimp. And now, like I said, there are a lot of different campaigns you can create. So you want to just come over here to create campaign. Now, with MailChimp and a lot of other email providers, they do try to tell you, oh yeah, create a landing page with us or create an ad. Don't use them. They're really bad. Like their landing page, every software for some freaking reason tries to be the all-in-one solution for everything, which most aren't, which is frustrating within this online space. Like GetResponse and MailChimp, all these places try and be like the all-in-one solution, and none of them really are. You do have to kind of plug and play all these different softwares together and string them all together to make an awesome like working business model, which is slightly frustrating that nothing is just the all-in-one solution. But you know what? It is what it is. You just got to work with it. At least a lot of them, you can integrate them all together, which is nice. So don't use the create an ad or create a landing page. They ultimately suck. I am going to be doing some other tutorials on the channel on how to create good landing pages as well, so stay tuned for that. I will be making more stuff on that, and I already have a lot of videos on how to create ads, but I will obviously be making more as well. But you want to just come over to create an email, right? So you come here. Now, instead of just a regular email, you could do just an email blast as well, kind of giving some other kind of value to your audience. Some sort of stuff like that. You could do product launches as well, but we're not really focusing on that in today's video. You can also then set up your automated. So this is what I would recommend, is you want to have automated emails. So you can do an email pop-up on your site, which is what I have done with Privy, which is another app that you guys can get. And you can automatically connect Privy with your email provider. Whatever it is, Privy has really easy integration as well. So you can have, because MailChimp's email pop-ups are not that good. Privy has really good pop-ups and little exit intent stuff, and it works really easily with Shopify. So you just have to kind of get geeky with how you set everything up, but you want to be funneling everything into one email provider. So like I said, Privy also tries to tell you, oh, you can create emails with us. Sync everything with one email provider. You don't want to be having everything split up across the place, but Privy has good pop-ups and exit intents, so you can set that up, and you can even set up an automated discount pop-up. So for Shopify stores, if you're not leading people through a specific funnel, like I showed with the free plus shipping flashlight, if you're just getting people on your main page store, you could also get emails with a pop-up of 10% discount. That's something I've done in the past as well that works really good. So that's, in a lot of popular stores do like a $5 off your first order. That's another thing you can do there if people just go to your actual storefront, if they're just kind of like shopping around. I don't typically recommend that for when you're running advertisements, but if people do just get on your site through different stuff, whether it's blog posts or whatever you're doing, you could also have pop-ups. So you want to be collecting emails that way as well. Maybe some sort of 10% discount. Now, when you're running people through a specific funnel, you do want to then welcome them. Like I said, you can set up your e-commerce automation emails. There are some featured here. So you can thank your first-time customers, people that bought that first purchase. you can also recover the abandoned carts there as well with the people that, you know, maybe they put in their email, but they abandoned the cart. You can be like, hey, you know, I saw you were interested in this flashlight. Why didn't you get your flashlight? And maybe, you know, just be like, hey, look, this flashlight helped me out so much. You know, my phone or whatever, like my phone here, God, Siri's been open for some freaking reason. So it's like, hey, my phone here does not, like, the flashlight, it works, right? You could be like, you know, this flashlight here, it works, and you could do like a video comparison. I mean, this is just specific for this niche. You know, have some sort of little comparison, maybe kind of like, hey, this is so valuable. I really want you to have this flashlight. Like, that's why I did this offer. It's super valuable. And this could work for a book. And this can work for literally any product. Be like, hey, you know, this is my best thing. This is why it's so valuable. It's so awesome. I need you guys to have it. And this is just some sort of remarketing that you can do with your recovering those abandoned people, right? You don't need to give them any kind of discount. You don't want to be discounting the crap out of people, but you want to just be like, hey, you can get this still. And just send them something like that in an email. So we're actually going to go back here. So when we're welcoming these people, right, we want to give them that thankful thing. And there's a lot of stuff you can follow up with, right? There's a lot of stuff, reach back to people that maybe haven't bought anything. There's a lot of stuff you can set up here, but what I would probably do is then just go to your first time customers, right? We're going to connect that there. So we're going to thank the first time customers. And there's a lot of stuff you can set up here. So this is kind of like a default sequence that they already have set up for you within MailChimp. So maybe they make their first purchase. This is the workflow. So 1 hour after they purchase anything, I honestly would just set that trigger to be immediately. That is what I would trigger it as. So this is kind of the sequence that you can set up here and this is all automated. You don't have to go out and do this. Once you have it set up one time, set it up once, set it and forget it, which is super, super nice. So you have that here, right? You have that triggered immediately after people purchase that one product. You can, I think, set it up to, after they, you can set it up to, I believe, you can set it up to purchasing a specific product, which is really cool. So you can have them purchase like a specific product within your store. So you can get really geeky here. You purchase that, they purchase that specific flashlight, okay, right? That's the trigger. So you can select this product. I'm just gonna select that. It's just an example here. They purchase that. You then send them the email. So that's like immediately after subscribers purchase that from your store, which is really, really cool. You design the email. And now when you're doing this, you want to make it seem more personal. So the from name should be like Brennan. Now you could put like from, I mean, since we're using Frenchy Life as the example, it could be Brennan from Frenchy Life. You could do that as well, as the from name, kind of as like a branded thing. Although, you know, ultimately you could also be like, I mean, that's probably a good from name, like Brennan from Frenchy Life. So you kind of get your branding in there and also your personality. So it maybe if it's like watchlove.com, frenchylife.com, or maybe survival epic, you know, survivalepic.com. Like you could kind of get there, or you know, whatever your brand name is, you can kind of put like, hey, it's Brennan from blank, or hey, it's Jimmy from blank. Okay, that's your from name. You want to put your, you know, you want to make it personal. So let me just type that in there, Brennan from Frenchy Life. Okay, so we're going to use that as the example. The email subject, now how to write a good subject line, they're going to say, you know, tell what's inside, right? So you want to be leading with some sort of drama. So you could kind of also add emojis, which works really good on mobile as well. So maybe some sort of, I mean, you can kind of get creative here with what you want to actually send them. Maybe just some sort of like smiley face or something like, hey, it's, or hey, it's Brennan, thanks, be like, thanks for, well, see, maybe a lot of people might not open that, so maybe some sort of drama, right? This is something that you want to work on with what exactly your subject line could be. So maybe your goodie is on the way. So maybe something like that. So is on the way. It doesn't have to all be capitalized. Your goodie is on the way, ... Use a lot of ... dots in your subject line because it gets people to be like, wait, what? There's got to be more to this, right? And then they might be like, they might actually, go through. This snippet will appear in the inbox. Oh, this is just the preview text. That usually auto populates. I guess you could type that in as well. But the email subject is, hey, it's Brennan, your goodie is on the way. Or something along the lines of that, right? Hey, your stuff's on the way. And you can kind of talk about, hey, your flashlight's on the way. Or, hey, this keychain's on the way, and then you introduce them into the next bit. Now, when you're actually setting up this email, I would recommend when you're using the don't really use any of these templates, just because it comes off as like super branded, and there are some themes that you can kind of pick here. You just come off super salesy and not very personal. And from what I've seen from like the best marketers and stuff like that, you want to be more personal. So just pick a simple text as your thing here. So just a blank simple text email. Now, as you can see, it's time to design your email. So you do have to have your actual address at the bottom for spam purposes. But right here, you do want to then, you can customize this with like, hey, blah, 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 blah. You set this some sort of thing up. Whenever you're doing any kind of emails as well, when you're linking people to products, make sure it's a hyperlink, or to whatever you're linking them to. Make sure it's hyperlinks within your email. So that's something you could do there. Kind of type. And yeah, I mean, you get what I'm saying. You set up your emails here. You kind of introduce them to who you are. Be like, hey, it's Brennan, your flashlight, right, is on the way, right? Your flashlight's on the way, You let them know, and then you kind of introduce people. As soon as they buy something, they're probably gonna want to open that email to see what's up, because they just got your thing, right? They just got your thing. And this is what I do, personally, speaking from experience. Whenever I buy something, I want to see that confirmation email. You go to it, you check it out, you open it. Maybe not all people will do that, but a lot will. So that's what you want to do there. So you have that set up, and So you do that, right? You save and close. That's your first email. You probably don't want that big thing there. You want to probably delete that. You just really want the text, okay? You want the text here kind of talking about it. You can also add images as well in here. So as you can see with MailChimp, you can set in images. You could set in even, I would recommend just using text and images. That's probably the best thing. I wouldn't recommend using buttons and products and video. You could also put videos in the emails. Ultimately, you want to keep it simple, like KISS, like keep it simple, stupid. Just straight up text, very personal, and maybe a picture or two here and there to kind of introduce yourself. Okay, you want to be like, hey, it's Brennan, blah, blah. Your stuff's on the way. I'm going to be giving you some more value in the next few emails as well about some more tips or how you can use your flashlight. And, so, I don't know, some crap like that. Okay, this is just an example. And then you continue on to the next thing. And then after that, 10 days. I don't know why they have that as the default. You can wait like 1 day, and then that is the trigger. So it's a delay. They wait 1 day after they're sent this email. And you can get really nerdy with how you set this all up. And then you could be like, hey, the day one, just like I had in the PowerPoint before. You introduce them, you lead them down the sales funnel. And you could set up this automation. You can keep adding emails, add emails as long as you really want, like day 5, day 6, day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and keep going on and on and on with the email sequence. So the ultimate goal here, to kind of summarize the key points that we went over in this video, is the fact that you guys want to give a good experience. You want to be offering a good buying experience, the way everything flows on your site, the way everything looks, your branding. Everything needs to give a good experience. That's ultimately what we're trying to do here. This is the first time people are introduced to your brand, your business, that first offer, right? Everything needs to look clean, simple, plain, get that relationship going, okay? And then we do that with building relationship and rapport through these emails, all that kind of stuff, and then deliver on your promise. Ultimately, you need to be actually send them the product. If you have 3 to 4 day shipping, if you're shipping from within the United States, obviously that's going to be better. You're going to be being able to deliver a lot quicker on your product. If you are drop shipping, just, tell them it's going to be a little bit longer. That's something that you can do as well. It's not going to ultimately hurt your business. All these other aspects are way more important than the shipping times itself. Shipping time can't affect it, but people are really patient as long as you give them good value up front and you deliver on good value, right? And people are going to be willing to wait. Like, people are going to be patient on that stuff if you are, giving them a relationship and rapport. If you're not doing that and you just leave them hanging, yeah, they're probably going to be pissed and wondering where the heck their stuff is. So just tell them, just be honest, straight up. Help them offering solutions to the problem. That is the ultimate goal here of this business. That's what we are trying to do. That's what any business really does. So keep those pointers there in mind. That's the ultimate goal, and then you make money, okay? That's the goal, of your business. You put this through, you're offering solutions to problems, and you get value in return of money. So you give value, you get value. That's the whole point of a business at the end of the day. So that is what you guys need to be doing. That's probably why you're still losing money on ads, because you're not actually implementing any of the stuff here, right? You need to give good experience. You need to then build relationship and rapport. Sell them on more stuff. You want to get repeat business, okay? That is the thing here. You guys want to get repeat business. Once you give good experience, good relationship that one time, you can keep getting them to buy from you again and again and again. And the cost of getting that first customer is going to be the most expensive part. Once you have that customer, you can keep selling to them again and again and again, as long as you deliver and do these 4 pointers here. So follow these things and you will have success, guys. So I hope this was helpful. So if you guys do want to learn more about how to build a profitable Shopify business, I've linked to my course down in the description box below, as well as a Shopify 14-day free trial to go ahead and get yourself started. Feel free to check out the videos beside me, subscribe to the channel, free Facebook mastermind group, and follow me on Instagram. Everything is linked down in the description box below. But anyway, guys, that is all for today's video. So I will see you in the next one. Peace out.